Ever feel like you are constantly jumping from one distraction to the next? Or maybe you're scrolling through your phone trying to convince yourself you are just taking a break. But an hour later, you're still stuck in an endless loop of funny cat videos. Well, what if I told you that doing nothing could actually be the secret weapon to getting more done? Yeah, sounds a bit crazy, right? But stay with me. In this video, I'm going to show you why letting yourself be bored can actually boost your productivity, help you break free from distractions, and finally stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. Alright, so you might have already heard that boredom can actually be good for you, right? It's when your mind is free to wander and you come up with some of your best ideas. But here's the thing. I used to think that meant just staring at the ceiling and waiting for genius to strike. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Turns out there's something called structured downtime that makes boredom way more effective. So what's structured downtime anyway? Think of it as that sweet spot between doing absolutely nothing and diving headfirst into a big task. It's where you intentionally take part in low stimulation activities that still engage your mind, but in a relaxed way. It's like hitting the pause button instead of the off switch. This can mean taking a walk without your phone, doodling even if you can't draw to save your life, or just doing some light stretches. But here's the catch. Most of us don't know how to do downtime. See, we have been conditioned to believe that if we are not constantly working, we are slacking off. So we fill every free moment with random stuff, like mindless scrolling through social media, and then wonder why our brains feels like mashed potatoes when it's time to focus. And here's where structured downtime comes in. By intentionally choosing low stimulation activities, you are giving your brain a break without totally checking out. It's like letting your mental muscle recover without becoming couch potatoes. See, studies have even shown that activities like walking can boost creativity up to 60%. So next time you are stuck on a problem, try taking a break without your phone. You might just come back with the solution. But downtime isn't the only thing that can help you stay on track. Because the urge to check your phone or click on another YouTube video doesn't just vanish because you decided to take a walk. See, that's where cognitive behavioral technique like urge surfing comes in handy. When you feel that itch to check your phone, don't fight it, just ride it. Notice the urge, but don't act on it. It's like craving a slice of pizza when you are trying to eat healthier. Just because the craving's there doesn't mean you have to give in. Now, this works with distractions too. When you feel that itch to check your phone, acknowledge it and let it pass. Now, I understand it's not easy at first though, because we have gotten used to give in the second we feel bored or restless. It's like when you tell yourself you'll only watch one episode on Netflix, and before you know, you are 5 episodes deep and the sun's coming up. But here's the good news. Studies have shown that practicing techniques like earth surfing can actually weaken the pull of distractions over time. It's all about retraining your brain. And if you combine this with something like the Pomodoro technique, where you work in short bursts with planned breaks, you'll find it's a lot easier to stay on track. It's like giving your mind permission to rest, but with boundaries. Alright, we have tackled downtime and cognitive techniques. But let's take this a step further. Ever wonder why some habits stick and other disappears faster than your New Year's resolutions? There's some actual science behind that, and it's called the cue routine reward loop. Every habit has a trigger, an action, and a reward. For example, let's say your cue is feeling stressed. Your routine is grabbing your phone and scrolling on social media. And your reward is a temporary distraction from stress. Now the problem is, most of our routines aren't productive. They feel good in the moment, but they don't actually solve anything. It's like eating candy when you are hungry. It feels satisfying, but it doesn't actually fill you up. Now here's the trick. If you replace the routine with something productive like stretching, deep breathing, or jotting down ideas instead of grabbing your phone and scrolling, you're still following the same loop. But now you are getting long term benefits instead of short term relief. But let's not forget, we don't always have control over our surroundings, especially if you work in the team setting. I mean, how do you stay focused when you have got coworkers constantly interrupting you? You see, in a collaborative space, distractions are everywhere. You can't exactly tell your coworkers to stop talking to you without coming off as rude. And setting boundaries? Huh, that's easier said than done, right? But here's where things actually get interesting. See, research has shown that teams who establish deep work periods where everyone focuses quietly for a set time are more productive overall. It's like synchronized swimming for your brain. When everyone's in the zone at the same time, it just works. Now, you don't have to be the office dictator to make this happen. Just suggest the idea of focus hour, where everyone turns off notifications and gets stuff done. It can even become a cultural thing in your team, and you'll all see the difference. Alright, we are covering a lot of ground here, but what happens when you actually start building these new habits? How do you know if they are working for you? See, habit tracking is great, but if all you're doing is checking boxes, you might be missing the bigger picture. See, tracking without analysis is like recording every calorie you eat but never thinking about what kind of food you're actually consuming. And here's where people get stuck. I mean, they see the pattern but don't know how to adjust. If you have been trying to wake up at 5 a.m. for a month and still hit snooze every day, maybe it's time to rethink the goal, not just double down on effort. See, analyzing your habit data lets you make smarter adjustments. If you notice your energy dips every day at 3 pm, that's probably not the best time to schedule intense work. Make a small tweak like moving a task to the morning and see if that changes things. See, little shifts can make a huge difference. You see, boredom isn't your enemy, it's your secret weapon. By intentionally embracing boredom, you can reset your brain and reclaim your productivity. Well, now that you have learned how to use boredom to your advantage, you are already on the path to reclaiming your time. But this is just the beginning. Imagine if you could manage your time so effectively that you not only avoid wasting time on things like mindless scrolling on your phone, but actually have more time for what truly matters. Whether that's your family, your hobbies, or finally starting that side project which you always wanted to but never had time for. Here I have shared some productivity hacks at work that I have learned through my 17 years of professional career, which could help you to start taking control of your time so you can get more done without the stress.